W.K. Kellogg Foundation's support of early childhood education and education system is making a lasting difference in communities across New Mexico. From Albuquerque to Taos Pueblo to Las Cruces, children of color, children from low-income families, and English learners have seen a dramatic improvement in their education and quality of life thanks to dozens of dedicated child advocates who go to work every day with one mission in mind: to make sure that every child thrives. You're about to witness how children are at the heart of early childhood education and care in communities across New Mexico. And that's not just about providing education to underserved children, but also providing access to a safe place to learn regardless of income, providing healthy food, and providing culturally and linguistically centered learning for the child and wraparound services for the entire family so that learning is the primary focus for the little one. It's a full ecosystem that's all tied together. For the indigenous people of New Mexico, preserving native languages, cultures, and traditions is vital to keep the legacy of these communities alive and growing, reviving hope for all generations. In many cases, the only places on earth where these languages are spoken. There's a sense of urgency among child advocates in New Mexico to reach all families and children with high-quality early learning and support systems. And that work is working. Take a look.
He's very energetic, ball of energy. He is full of love. He gives gorgeous hugs. He'll tell me last night, little hugs, and then he'll tell me big hugs and give me big hugs. Come here, I need my morning hugs. Oh, time to get up for school. Now that he got the ear tubes, has been talking so much more. And being at Cuidando, being in those environments, his talking has just explored massively. So it's been a great couple months watching him learn and grow and just turn into this little personality that I'm just happy to see. We left the shelter July, so he was still pretty closed down in the shelter, and now that we're here and he has this room and he has a place to call home, he's just blooming.
Mateo, we've been able to work with him on just basics like colors and just that social interaction. When the families come here, oftentimes they don't have anything. They don't have food. They're just coming here with the clothes on their back. And it's hard for us to say, hey, focus on your mental health when your basic needs aren't met.
The services we provide are housing first, TANF, SNAP benefits, and Medicaid or Medicare as they're eligible.
They've helped me supportively with classes.
When it comes to economic services or financial services, what we do there is we have a workforce development, a case manager. They do financial literacy classes.
I was then able to move on from there and take care of, okay, my next step of housing, my next step of getting on TANF, getting on all of that.
We have grants from several different organizations. We have farmers that donate food that the families can just pick up on their way out, and it for sure takes a whole community.
Early learning in New Mexico is an investment in the future, and it's not going to pay off overnight. This is what we have to realize as a state. If we view education as starting at kindergarten, that's too late.
Roslyn, she has a very kind personality. She's very helpful, and that's one of the compliments that I've gotten. She's just fun. She's full of life. As Indigenous people, we face a lot of adversity, and with that, I think for us as parents, we want the best for our children no matter what. Here at the Head Start, that's what I enjoy is the educational aspect, but also the cultural aspect as well.
Education involves not just schools or administrators, right? It's about the health, well-being, safety, and food security that our families have so that they can access education. Because if they go to school hungry, they go to school not knowing where they're going to stay that night, they're not going to be worried about education or learning or their homework. It's been about a good 4 years, I guess, since we started our first language classes at Enos. It's getting a little scary, if we don't do something about it now and our older generations get older and pass away, we're not going to know our language.
So it's an ongoing effort by the Tiwa language program in order to keep our language thriving. It is very, very vital importance to start teaching them at a very young age.
Language is very key in our community, as well as key to our identity as Pueblo people. And, for Tiwa, that's something that is not written. And so it's, only up to us as older generations to pass that on to our younger children.
Here we feed them breakfast, lunch, and a snack. And then they also take their naps. Sometimes I worry about a child if they had enough food to eat.
When we're going through these traumatic moments as parents, it's hard to realize, okay, how am I going to get food on the table? How am I going to put a house over my child's head?
They have opened their doors to resources, to food, to supplies. I walk out of there with tomatoes and salsa and potatoes every day.
Every day at Cuidando, it gives me this energy, this feeling, because we'll literally see a child enroll, and you can see it, that socially and emotionally and developmentally, they're not on track. And it's amazing. 2-3 months in, you watch them start to thrive in the classroom space. They start to learn, they start to identify colors, and we see it right here in front of us. And that's what gives me the passion. That's what gives our staff the passion, is that this program works.
For me, being kind of a young director in the community, I'm excited to see where we're at in 10 years, and see what the impact is then.
Payoffs won't be in any one administration, but they're going to be generational for the state of New Mexico.
We have a strategic plan for New Mexico, and we're going to reach those goals for young children, and we're going to become the leader in the nation because we're committed as New Mexicans to the future of our children. I love Head Start and the early childhood field because there's so much hope. This is where the foundation of all learning begins. 90% of their brain development is happening here in these really formative years. And so this is where I believe that we can make the most impact to set children on the right path so that they will be successful in school.
YDI is one of those few programs that really gives kids a chance, especially those kids who don't come from families that have a whole lot. It gives them a chance to really kind of get on that same level with those other kids when they start school.
It's that sense of urgency that's there, definitely, but we're doing it, and we're trying, and we're implementing these programs, and we're learning.
Early learning education is a must. I can't stress it enough. Not to make sure that they have the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but they can play together and they know how to play. Where would you be if you didn't get those things? That's my why, because I know what early childhood education can do. I've seen it firsthand with the kids that I've been teaching for the last 20 years. I hope that New Mexico will stay on the path, and I believe we should be able to stay on the path.
I would love people in New Mexico to just be more aware that, hey, these are our kids, this is happening in our own community.
Trying to just kind of be more actively involved in, what's going on, give our input and support where we can. Our kids' experiences are what we make them as parents and as a community.
That's all we want for her, is to, be successful in life and be happy.
My philosophy is one day at a time first, but my hopes and dreams for mine and Mateo's and Maddie's future is to just be happy.
My work makes me feel inspired.
My work makes me feel like I'm making a change in my community.
Empowered.
Joy, love of learning.
Happy, excited,
Silly.
Good.
Fun.
Potential.
My work makes me feel determined.